Welcome to the Gibberpish podcast.
Well, I may be double-fisting vodka-based beverages, but we're here to talk Gibberpish, aren't we, Dom?
Yes, we are here to talk Gibberpish, and this week we have a doozy of a show for you this week.
We have a mixed bag, and we like to try and one-up each other on our stories, and I really thought I had you good.
Yeah.
And then the internet exploded with the story that our elected official Prime Minister,
He really loves his bacon.
he may have stuck his dick in a pig's mouth as part of an initiation ceremony to a special group during his college years. I can't beat that.
Yeah.
And my stories now feel lackluster and somewhat lacking in both bacon and sexual depravity, which this story just has it by the bucket load, really.
I don't think anyone, in terms of like uni hazing, I don't think anyone has a better story. Like,
Yeah.
I was at university trying to get in with a group of people. So, oh, how did they haze you? Oh, I had to like walk about half naked for a day. It's like, I had to stick my dick in a pig's mouth.
Yeah.
Conversation ends, people walk out.
Yeah, it's one of those things of... What's strange is that nobody seems to understand why this happened, and the hazing rituals are based on the idea that you will deprave yourself in front of your peers so that everyone has dirt on you, and they in turn will do it. Again, they will do something similar, so that you have dirt on them. And there are rumours this is all coming out of a book that's going to be published by a lord, I think, one of the members of parliament or a member of...
Yeah, I
the
think
House
it may
of
be one of
Lords.
the peers of the realm is releasing this book.
Yeah, and they are going to spill the beans on all this because they were apparently there, and they know of photographic evidence that this happened to the man who currently runs our country.
To be fair, it's not like Britain could get much worse. It's like, and to the guy who showed that picture of me with my dick in a pig's mouth, I'm gonna make your life hell. Go for it, mate. What else can you do wrong?
I think that at this point it'd be really, really funny for him to just try and call that guy out, and he goes, alright then, it's time for pig dick to hit the internet. If you're interested in this story, search for on Twitter, the hashtag is Piggate.
Or hashtag hammering.
Hammering's pretty good. I like hammering better than Piggate because I have an issue with the way things like scandals are trending now.
I mean, there's the American football one, like Deflategate.
Deflategate kind of gets a pass. It's not that bad, no pun intended, but it kind of gets the pass. But when you get shit like Benghazi Gate, it has fuck all to do with gates. Like, it's all about Watergate, the Watergate hotel thing with Richard Nixon being caught saying he's going to fuck up the country for black people. And then it just kind of... It's cheap and lazy, and everyone just kind of goes for gate at the end of their shit.
Yeah, it's very like scapegoaty. Just like, oh, we'll put this here, like bandwagonish almost, not scapegoat.
It lacks creativity.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Is you see this thing come up, some controversy, some interesting piece of news, and then someone just slaps gate on the end of it and goes, "Well, now it's trending on Twitter." Like, get something new. You can get creative pun writers in. It doesn't cost much. Just hire someone. Like the Colbert Report finished. That's a writer's room ready to go, ready to just churn out dumb jokes for you if you want it. Just take those guys and say, look, we have a serious issue that we need to kind of make people aware of, so we're going to try and get it trending on Twitter. Can you please write the hashtag for us? That'd be great, thanks.
Dude, that's going to be the easiest paycheck in the world to get. It's like, oh, so the Prime Minister stuck his dick in a pig. Shit. Hashtag, his name's Cameron, so hashtag hammering. Yes!
Nailed it.
Fucking give that guy a Ferrari and a fucking hot, big-titted wife. This guy is making millions.
Yeah, it's just going to be a case of that guy says, hammering, and then everyone goes, that'll do, and then clocks off to go to the pub. Like, I have no problem with that. That is a good one.
I like to think that it was one of those over-enthusiastic, like, church-type things when everyone's just going, oh, Lordy! They're, like, jumping up and down, he got hammering! Oh, Lordy, this boy's going places! You start, like, getting up and clapping about the place, like, throwing their hats in the air.
My stories will be dwarfed by that, so we'll run through them really quickly.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be one that was kind of mentioned. I saw it in the gym. I'm there, and there is TV's dotted around the thing, which some people don't understand, the idea that you would have a television in a gym.
Yeah, it's to distract yourself. Like,
yeah, you can you can activate your brain watching the television and then sink into the repetition of cardio.
Yeah, the way I've always found it makes you forget if you're watching some mind numbing shit on the TV. It makes you forget about the fact that your legs are burning like fuck because you've been running for 20 minutes.
This is some top level dumb shit, but it is correct. I mean, I watched the middle 45 minutes of the first Avengers film, which is one of my favourite parts of television, just from Loki trying to take over he's trying to get the what's the energy source that they're using to stabilize the field for the cube. They need to obtain some top secret chemical. They need to get somebody's eyeball to get into the facility.
Oh, it's like not
It's
quite
when
plutonium.
he has Hawkeye under control. Yeah,
It's not quite plutonium, but it's essentially
It's not
plutonium.
an obtainium because that's Avatar, but they
It's
have
not uranium, that's something else.
that's an actual problem.
No, that's real.
Yeah. But they have that scene from there until it's the full thing of they capture Loki, Thor shows up, then you have the fight in the woods, and then it's the next 45 minutes. I watched that on a CrossFit machine just because why the hell not?
Yeah.
And you can just sink into it now. You have the input of how long do you want your exercise to last, and you just get hitting the up button.
Hitting the +5 button.
45 minutes later, it hits the next break for an advert, and I'm like, oh shit! I just did 45 minutes of cardio without noticing. It's effective, it works. But the screen was showing a travel show here in the BBC, and it's like, okay, so we sent 10 reporters out to the middle, to these interesting places for basically a free holiday, as long as they take a camera with them and shoot some footage about Chinese culture, African landmarks, some shit in Eastern Europe we've never heard of. All interesting and fair enough, but they had a piece about a Kyoto kind of temple facility that they have where you can basically be a bride for a day.
Okay.
Possibly the saddest thing ever. But you book basically a package holiday. You say, I'm going to be in this area. I want to be the bride for a day with your company. And I went and looked it up on the internet, and it is there. You can go in and buy a session, which is basically a 2-day kind of pampering. You get bridal photos. The description of it is the weird thing is, you can sell this as being, maybe you didn't have, your full wedding, or maybe you didn't get a wedding in Japan and you wanted one. That's the easy way to sell it. Maybe you didn't, you did the civil side of it, but you didn't get the ceremony.
Yeah, maybe you didn't get the wedding you always wanted, that kind of thing.
Maybe you didn't get the white dress that you wanted, or whatever. And that's, a really good marketing point. But the first thing that appears on our website was, maybe you're never going to get married. Maybe you're just fucking lonely. Maybe the cats are your only...
Every lonely, crazy cat lady in the country's just going, I'm never going to get married. Wait, there's a Japanese guy that'll marry me for a day.
No, it's nothing to do with the marriage. You just get a photo shoot of you as a bride in Japan.
You want to know what it's for? It's for people whose ex-boyfriends still have them on Facebook. They're just going to fire it. It's just look, I got married. You need to stop sending me these messages on Facebook. It's I wasn't sending you messages on Facebook to see who you were. You keep coming to my door at 3 in the morning with a cat under your arm. Leave me the fuck alone.
Maybe that's an upgrade package that they're not displaying. I think look, we will have a guy be around and be the groom, so that you can pretend you get married. Not only so you get the bride photos, but you get the kind of wedding photos. Maybe this expands out into a full business of fake Japanese wedding. But there is the service. It has the
potential to become fakejapaneseweddings.com.
How much would you pay in Great British Pound, because the conversion rate is nonsense for yen, but how much do you think you'd pay for a 2-day Be the Bride service? There's a range, so if you get it roughly right, I'll give you it. 2-day Kyoto, full pampering, full hair, full makeup, professional photographer, and you get to pick out your dress, which will be personal, which will be fitted for you.
I think if I had to charge people for this, I'd charge them somewhere in the realm of, say, £4,000 to £5,000.
Oh wow, $2,000.
£2,000.
$2,000.
I overjumped it.
And it includes planning and stuff and whatever. It's just a couple of photos and it's an afternoon in a wedding dress. So it's about $2,000 for this thing. Now let's say, Dom, after you've had this experience, it goes bad. It's not great. Your time in Kyoto, ruined. Something went wrong with the wedding photo shoot that you didn't quite make it into the dress. Maybe your beard was offsetting against the veil. I don't know.
Yep.
You retreat to Tokyo to return to your job, and there you still feel a bit emotional but can't quite express yourself. You want to cry.
Okay.
The wedding that you envisioned in your head and then set up through an online contact to look good but didn't really work out.
Is this just me indulging some weird fantasy of I'm the bride and she's in the suit?
All I'm going to say is that this all happens in Japan, but don't worry about it. Nothing about...
Because I'm getting a flash art vibe. Just I always feel more comfortable in a dress.
This seems like... Don't worry, this isn't going to appear on DVR. But you go back to Tokyo and you feel like you need to cry.
Okay.
You can
have to pay for that as well? Or is that included?
You can. Through a different service. That probably
My
might
fake wedding fell through and I need a cry.com.
My fake Japanese wedding fell through. I need a cry.com. Yeah, you can cry and you will get help crying.
Some guy just walk underneath you with an onion or something like that?
No, a man will come to your... This is weird that they pitch it as being in your business. This man will come to your office to sit with you, watch sad videos, and cry with you, and will then wipe away the tear.
Okay.
How much are you paying for that? Which, by the way, nothing sexual about this. It sounds like this is some weird fetish, but there's nothing sexual about this.
Half of the shit that you've just described sounds like a porn waiting to happen. I'm gonna, since I was overboard with that, I'm gonna go like $1,000.
Wow, you're massively overboard with this one.
Really?
It's just a guy showing up to watch sad videos with you and cry.
Yeah, but I'm coming from it from the British standpoint. It's like, how much money can we hoover off these sad, desperate bastards?
Okay. Well, you're hoovering way more than you should do. This roughly approximated costs about 65 quid.
Oh, right.
For the session of just someone showing up to your office and crying with you so that you can feel better. The office is a sticking point for me. I don't know why they're like, okay, you're not doing well at work today. Maybe if you cry, you'll do better. The company will pay for someone to cry with you. Here's 65 quid. Admittedly, this only works in Tokyo.
Yeah, I can't see this translating well to places like Scotland, England, Ireland.
Well, it's more to do with just it's a local business, which is the weirdest. Like, it's a local business.
I'm glad you said local business, not family-run business, because that's therapy waiting to happen.
Yeah. So what did you do for your first job? Well, my dad made me cry with people. You fucking what, mate?
I went round to some weird lady's office for 3 days a week, and I sat and cried with her.
Yeah, made a fuck ton of money though.
Yeah, dude, I am loaded.
I have like a 401k and I'm 21. I'm fucking set for life, mate. But
did you see the Lamborghini out there? Women crying, paid for that.
Yeah, you know why it's the color blue? That's the color of their tears. But yeah, this is just a weird story that came out, and I said, I'm like, that was my winner. The Kyoto fake bride thing was kind of like a secondary one. I was like, okay, I've got another one in the chamber. Yeah. But the crying one was the one that got for me. Just because, why would you have someone come up to work to cry with you? That's just a weird one for me. And yeah.
When you were going on about the guy, when you mentioned the guy coming to cry in the office with you, I thought it would be the guy comes and say, oh, like these wedding photos, your husband died 2 days after your wedding, so he just comes in with like a big bouquet of flowers and a massive box of chocolate saying, to my deceased wife, or some shit like that.
No, it's just a case of, you don't feel good, you want to cry, some dude watches videos with you. Apparently the selling point is that it's a good looking guy. Not bad. Yeah. There's only 6 options though. So there's only 6 of these guys available at any one time. But I think the translation is roughly Eichmann, which is supposed to be like a good-looking man, but who's also comforting. I don't know. Not very good with Japanese. Yeah. But you can pay to have one of these Eichmann show up, and Eichmann, I'm mispronouncing them horribly. No white man can pronounce Japanese right, but you can pay to have one of these men show up and cry with you for 65 quid. No idea on how long the session lasts. It's always only supposed to be a couple minutes or whatever, but
it'd be quite funny to see it go horribly wrong. Just a guy watch all this and just going, yeah, boo. Yeah. And the minute you see like click 4 o'clock, okay, catch you later, Betty, I'm away.
He's getting to he's been in the big game a couple years, just not quite feeling the same enthusiasm he had for women crying.
He's just like there.
Yeah, there.
I better get home in time to watch the fucking telly because I am knackered.
Dead kittens, fucking sad dolphins. I don't give a shit anymore.
Dead babies, a dolphin with only one fin, so it's going round in circles. Oh, it's depressing.
Ah, so horrible. Just so sad.
I bet at some point he just starts drifting off and thinking about what's in the fridge for dinner. Like, this lady will not stop crying. Have I got steak in the fridge? Yeah. Oh, I do. I do have steak and I have whiskies, but I'm gonna hear we feast when I get here.
It's a weird thing of they specifically mention that this person will sit and watch sad videos with you. Like, do they have a ready to go YouTube playlist?
I thought that would just show you like sad clips from movies, like Bambi's mother dying.
Yeah, like Leonardo DiCaprio falling off the edge of the Titanic. Oh no,
just like drifting under the water, like that scene in No Jailer where they have to put him down.
Yeah,
the dog gets rabies, so they have to shoot him.
I was thinking, just right now, thinking of like the scene of DiCaprio like slipping off the edge in like Farewell Rose or whatever, and apparently, by the way, you could fit 2 people on that, and the door would still be buoyant. Like, that guy just died for no reason.
Yeah, there was many simulations done at that. I mean, one of the famous ones, I think it was down in a university down in England somewhere. They carved out the exact shape of the door in wood, and they had a girl the same shape and dimensions as Rose. And they had a guy, same shape and dimensions as whoever the fuck Jack, was it Jack?
Jack, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Some like nondescript American name. It was like Jack or Jim or Jeff or some shit like that.
Or Strong Chin.
Strong Chin.
Yeah, Strong Chin could have survived.
Yeah, Strong Chin could have survived because they said there's enough room. If she's lay on her side instead of on her front, would have been more than enough space for the 2 of them on the door.
They could have spooned.
Exactly. I mean, they're all like in love with each other or some shit like that.
Spoon for safety, kids, alright?
Spoon for safety. Spoon for safety.
If you ever float in the Arctic, spoon for safety or something. Also, don't get eaten by polar bears.
Yeah.
But
or sharks.
yeah, I was thinking of like a similar scene. I think it's the movie Master and Commander. There's a fucking haunting scene where a guy like kills himself by walking off the edge of a ship with a cannonball. And you see his face as he sinks. Like, I don't think it's a very good movie. I think he got bored and just left halfway through. Like, fuck this, I'm going home. I think it was at home as well, so it was a case of fuck this, I'm going upstairs. But there's like I remember for some reason the very visible shot of this man's face as he sinks into the deep, holding a cannon.
I haven't seen Master and Commander. I think that's got Russell Crowe in it.
Yes, it was just before he did a series of good movies, so it was that kind of, you know, peaks and troughs where some people go through. Like,
because I think after that he went to Gladiator, which is undeniably one of the best films.
Gladiator.
It was after Gladiator.
It's after Gladiator.
That might be why I avoided it, because I loved Gladiator and I thought he's never going to be in anything better than Gladiator. So I didn't watch the next one.
So you missed Man with the Iron Fists.
Oh, is that the film where he plays like an Australian cowboy?
This is the one where he plays. It's the kung fu movie directed by RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan, produced by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, so this is Lucy Liu has to be in there somewhere.
Yep, she's in there. She is in there as the mistress. I think it's supposed to be the mistress of a brothel who is running the joint. Russell Crowe is playing the kind of. It's a British adventurer type character that's kind of important to the plot, so I won't spoil too much of his stuff. But he shows up and is like, "Hey, I'm British. Hey, I've got money. Hey, you've got opium." Shit transpires. And yeah, I really like that movie. It's really good, dumb fun. There was a second one. It wasn't as good because I think Tarantino wasn't really as involved. But yeah, RZA is in there as the man with the iron fists. Yeah, it's a really good film. I enjoy it. I enjoy the hell out of it.
Because I've been watching a lot of, not quite serious films lately, but a lot of films with a bit of heavy tone, because I finally got around to watching The Hunt for the Red October.
Yeah.
Good film, but again, bored the tits off me.
No, not your fan?
Not that good a film.
Does that not feature somebody doing a really bad accent?
No, they're all meant to be Russian, and Sean Connery is the main actor.
There it is. Yeah. Sean Connery was in there doing...
they're all meant to be Russian... Like Russian crewmen of a submarine. They're all meant to have, I think there was a book, and everyone's described to be heavily Russian.
Yeah.
Then Sean Connery comes in and he's talking like this all the time, and he's saying, "Increase speed to 26 knots," and they're like, "How am I meant to fucking believe that you're Russian and you're sounding like a guy from Edinburgh with a fucking heavy lisp?"
Yeah. Increase speed to 26 vodka shots. I'm nailing this job, aren't I, guys? And
increase speed to 29 vodka. Did I get that right? You Russian people say vodka.
It's one of those movies where I want to watch it, but I get the feeling when I watch it and go, yeah, I don't give a shit, and I feel bad about that, but I still don't give a shit.
See, what you just did there is my exact thoughts and feelings towards Scarface. I know I should like that film, but I do not like it at all. There's easily about an hour and a half worth of footage you could rip out of that film and still have it completely and utterly the same.
It's not an efficient film, so there's some films where you're like, wow, they didn't waste a second of this.
Yeah, like Godfather 2, there's not a second of that film that I would cut out.
Yeah.
But Godfather 3, I just dismiss completely. Then Scarface, I do not like that film. It drones on for too long, the action scenes are too short, and there's far too much dialogue. It does not have like the witty dialogue of Tarantino, because Tarantino, it's dumb dialogue, but he has a way of making it sound highly intelligent.
Yeah.
Whereas Scarface, it's all just, "You stupid fucking fucker.
You stupid fucking cockroach." Yeah, I want to watch for some reason I want to watch The West Wing, because apparently that's a very good dialogue heavy series. Yeah. Like, you get into it and it's
Is that the one with Martin Sheen playing president?
Yes. It's one of those things of like the, oh snap, like you could sit there and be like, oh snap, he just fucking got her.
Holy shit.
And I think it was mostly because I saw a clip of, I follow a couple of like very comedic atheist Twitter accounts, and they really went into some of the stuff with, we covered it the last time, but that Kentucky woman who wasn't handing out marriage licenses, and they pointed to a great scene in one series of The West Wing where Martin Sheen is addressed by a Christian Bible basher. And he just turns around and goes, "Which part of the Bible should I be following when my sister shows up to family lunch wearing 2 pieces of cloth made from different fabric? Should I stone her to death, or should I have the neighbours do it for me?" And he just sits and quotes Bible verses. And it's one of the things, you have a highly intelligent character just going to town on some people and dealing with situations. And the DVDs are somewhere, because it's The West Wing. There's DVDs of that in every household, you just don't know it yet.
Yeah, like 2 things you will find in every household: Band of Brothers. I can trip over copies of that we've got.
That's in my brother's room.
Good, very good show. Would recommend that to anybody. And West Wing.
Yeah.
Give or take The Sopranos for that as well, because we have everything that The Sopranos ever done at our fantastic TV show. Rest in peace, James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Quality show.
That was a shame because I was like, I could really get around to watching The Sopranos, and then like about the same like month I had that thought, that happened, and you're like, ah, shit.
Because it was one of those good shows. It had bad moments in it, but it was still an overall good show. And the ending of it was pretty good, if I remember it right. Then you contrast that with, I finally got around to
the very last ending where it just cuts to black.
Yeah, the way they done that was pretty damn good. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
It's one of those controversy moments in television.
Yeah, as opposed to the very, very dumb way that they ended Sons of Anarchy. I did not agree with that one iota.
I haven't been a big fan of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, it's a fantastic show. Like, brilliantly shot, well acted, well casted. But it's just the final scene makes everything else that happened before it completely and utterly moot.
Right? What happens?
Well,
you can go as spoilers free as you want, and we'll edit out any kind of really big fun.
No, this is a huge spoiler. I mean, it's been out long enough, so the statute of limitations has kind of lapsed on it now. If you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, I'm going to spoil it for you. The main character, Jack Steller, kills himself.
Alright.
Because he realises that wherever he goes, this is going to follow him. This is bigger than he is. Like, gun to the bottom of the head, bullet up the way. That's how he ends the series. Which makes me think, okay, what was the point?
Interesting end.
What was the point in him getting the MC out of guns, getting the MC out of drugs, like stopping all their illegal dealings? What was the point in all of that if you're just going to end it anyway?
I think that was like a kind of change, and it might have been what they were aiming for, was he has the optimistic approach of, I can like pull us back from this, and then he goes, fuck it, I can't. Well, there's no chance. But okay, that's interesting.
I suppose you call it account, like his mental state at that point is very, very fucked up. He killed his stepdad. He has found out that his mother murdered his wife.
Okay.
And then I can't remember how, but I'm pretty sure he has his mother killed, or kills his mother. I can't remember. He's a pretty fucked up dude at that point, but you kind of get the sense that throughout the series that Jax is a strong enough individual that he can deal with all this shit. It was a bit of a weak way to like just kill him off.
Maybe that was a case of just going, at some point it gets to people.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just a deliberate, because we're at a point where a lot of television right now or a lot of media that's created right now isn't very unique.
Yeah.
We're kind of looping back onto old stuff, and it's really hard to create a new intellectual property. So when you do that, why not just go full belt for it and then just completely twist the ending? Don't give us the classical expected.
Like everything tied up with a nice pretty red bow, that kind of crap.
Yeah, because sometimes that doesn't happen for people. It just doesn't happen. So maybe try and create something that's true to life, where at the end of a long run of hard work and horrible misery that someone's gone through, why wouldn't they kill themselves? I
just didn't really disagree with it, because I kind of thought they were going to... It's not that I think they deserved it, but I just thought, right, they've been through some shit. The guy's going to give them that nice ending. Then I remembered Kurt Sutter is a nasty motherfucker. Like, his own character in the show, his name escapes me, I can't remember, is a brilliant character. He was part of the MC, like, quite a main, like, part of the MC, but he takes the fall for something to save somebody else in the MC. So he's basically their man inside jail. No, Otto, that's his name. And he basically gets the shit kicked out of him because they're trying to get information from him about the MC. And his character gets his eye gouged out, he gets his tongue cut off, he gets fucking raped in one scene. That was pretty visceral. And that's the director's character. And if he's doing that to himself week after week, everyone else is fair game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big surprise. I knew someday they were going to end with a death, and I didn't think it was going to be his death.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, is people are pushing now for gritty television that doesn't hold back from anything, even if it's slightly unrealistic. But I think a lot of shows like this and like Game of Thrones, Spartacus, just saying, you know what, there's no rules. We put the R rating on this, we're gonna fucking go for the R rating.
We're gonna use it.
Which is good, I think. Yeah. Promotes a lot of very interesting, you now have the chance for interesting discussions through art, like television shows, like movie productions. It just seems that TV's kind of going for it more, because they just want to sit. If you have likeable characters, you can just put DVD sales.
Yeah, I think Game of Thrones is going to open that floodgate. Just going to go, you don't need to do the traditional ABCD like TV formula. You can do whatever the hell you want. You don't need to have a good guy, bad guy. You can have morally ambiguous guys that can do whatever the hell they want. Maybe a good guy that we get rid of early on, and just a whole fucking like ream of bad guys that can just come in and fuck shit up.
I don't think Game of Thrones did it first, but I know they're doing it the loudest.
Yeah,
and maybe the best. I imagine there's
I have my gripes on the Game of Thrones just writing and story structure right now, but that's a fucking podcast in itself.
Yeah, I don't want to really go into it till Game of Thrones is finished, because I also really want to go back and watch the series because it's there.
Yeah.
It exists somewhere. Like, I want to get all the DVD. I also really want to get Blu-rays more than DVDs for some reason.
They should be pretty damn good in Blu-ray, especially the battle in series 4 with the giants.
Oh right, yeah.
I'd fucking love to see that on Blu-ray.
The Defense of the Wall.
Yeah, I'd fucking love to see that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good scenes in it. I'm like, I really want to see that in the proper HD, the way it was, like the way I saw it the first time, because I watch it all on Sky Plus, so it's all HD, it's all presented the way they want to show it, so it really works for me on that kind of setting. I think de-resing it by going down to Blu or DVD,
or even just like watching it on your laptop, just it takes away some of the viewing pleasure, because you're meant to see these like huge, like high, like very high colour, like high brightness images. Then if you're going on down to your tablet or your laptop, or in my case my phone,
yeah,
it just makes it look completely and utterly shit.
I'm actually pretty confident my laptop's display to bring the colour and the vibrancy through.
Yeah.
It's just I want that bigger picture, just because I enjoy the idea of sitting down. It almost like having a home cinema experience. Home cinema is something that really kind of matters to me in a weird way. I want the big picture. I want it in HD as well. I don't want small pixelated shitty television anymore. I want that big picture in HD. That matters to me in a weird way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do kind of want to see that in Blu-ray, and that's the best way for me to do it.
I gave myself quite a shock. I went in, I was getting something for my mum's laptop, so I went to PC World, picked up the case, and I said, I've got a couple minutes to kill before I need to go and grab the bus back to Bowness. I went to have a look at 4K TVs.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I want a 4K TV.
Yeah.
Fuck me sideways. These things look gorgeous.
The thought fucks you sideways. It's the price tag that fucks you everywhere else.
Every orifice was pounded with dick when I seen the price for this thing. I was like, I could afford No, I could not afford a 4K television. The cheapest one was £1,800.
That is not outside my buy range right now, but it's a case of...
That's my student loan for a year.
It's me thinking, I can have this, or I can keep saving for the deposit on a house.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. You have to look at it and go, okay, at what point do I want really good television? At what point do I want my own living space?
Yeah, I need a flat, but I could also really, really, really like that 4K TV, so I can play my PlayStation games and have that gunmetal grey really pop out and be vibrant to me.
The problem is, there's very little that's in 4K right now.
Yeah. I mean, the PlayStation 4 itself only displays in 1080p.
Yeah, most consoles are at 1080p. 4K is limited to what can record in 4K. I know for some reason it's a running joke with the Rooster Teeth guys that their animated adventures, which are like blue and white borderline stickmen, are drawn in 4K. Those videos are made in 4K and they are basically stickmen.
Yeah.
They have deliberately made them really, like, it just started as an art style because the guy who was doing it originally was doing it as an amateur, and then they're like, well, we can translate this to 4K really, really easily, and it looks great, it looks really good, but it comes down to, is there really much point in putting a 4K display up for a blue and white animated video? And it's a weird one. I'm not entirely sure if... I mean, some stuff is being shot in 4K now.
Yeah, I don't know if Rooster Teeth and Freddy W shoot quite a lot of their stuff in 4K, but my computer can't even handle 4K right now.
Mine can chug some dicks at 1080p sometimes, depending on what's going on screen, but I'm now watching videos in a constant kind of 720.
Yeah.
It's really nice, and it's not that, like, it'll stream and buffer well at 720. At 1080 I'd maybe have to pause it and leave it for a bit.
Yeah, leave it for a couple of seconds and go back to it.
But yeah, it does work. I do technically have a functioning 1080p display, and you start to really go back, because we're in that interesting age of, we started roughly at Sega Mega Drive, pixelated as hell.
Yeah, like 16-bit graphics that we thought were the shit back in the day.
Worse than 16-bit. I wish I had 16-bit, but I had 8-bit graphics on like Sonic the Hedgehog and shit.
I remember the Mega Drive was 16-bit. Then there was the Mega Drive, like the re-release of the Mega Drive, it was 32-bit, and people fucking shat their shit.
Yeah.
People were just like, Sonic actually looks like it's coming at me. This blast processing that they were pushing, which wasn't even really a thing. It was just a buzzword that they put on boxes to sell shit.
Did it sell shit?
It fucking sold shit.
Then it worked.
It worked.
Buzzword to the rescue.
No, but then you've got your 32-bit graphics that are laughable now compared to what we're capable of.
Although if you go back, you can make retro, deliberate style 8-bit games and have them look really, really good.
Quite a lot of those nowadays. Like,
and it's not nostalgia.
Yeah.
I have fuck all nostalgia for 8-bit graphics. Some people go back and say, I miss this gameplay type. I do miss the gameplay type, but I do not miss the graphics.
Yeah. I'm never going to go back and I'm never going to go back to Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on the NES and think, I really miss the style of presentation. No, I miss the style of gameplay, which I can just go and get by playing Super Mario Bros. Wii U.
Yes.
I'm never going to miss 8-bit graphics just because of how long they take to load, how bland they look. I'm never really going to miss them.
Yeah, the proper translation of gameplay versus graphics. More important for me to have good gameplay. Like, there's new Dark Souls coming out, Dark Souls 3. If that graphically looks no different from Dark Souls 1, but gives me a new story and new gameplay that I finish it, I'll throw money at it.
Yeah, the expansion for Bloodborne. It's said to have a higher graphics count or something. No, it's just going to be the same game, but with more added to the story.
You mentioned Nintendo, and it kind of made me want to talk about something. Nintendo named a new CEO.
Yeah, they did former something of America. Was it CEO of America?
It's the CEO of America. The thing is that when you look at the way this guy runs most of his businesses, he is not quite the brains behind the operation, but he's the man behind the scenes, pulling the levers. Yeah. I'm saying this because I don't want people to think that the guy who was the head of Nintendo America was dumb, but he wasn't the CEO. There was a guy working behind the scenes behind that guy, while he let the other guy just kind of run the show visually, and he has now been promoted to the head of the CEO of Nintendo, and that was Reggie Fils-Aimé? I can't
Reggie Fils-Aimé, he'll now be the official CEO of Nintendo of America.
Yeah, Reggie Fils-Aimé will be head of America, but yeah, we had the tragic passing of Nintendo CEO.
Satoru Iwata.
Yeah, and I really like he came up with a strategy where he was going to be. He basically said, you know what? I don't care about the main console market. I am going to just sit back, let Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation tear each other apart and turn the water red while we sit in blue waters. And the blue water strategy worked.
Yeah, worked incredibly well for Nintendo. I think they worked out that they could not make a successful game for 15 years and still make an annual profit of about $25 million.
Yeah, they have no one highlight of their console. But the console itself keeps doing well. Their kind of branding has stayed intact. They still have fan loyalty, pretty much. I know there's some issues with importing really popular Japanese titles to the Americas. They have some issues there, but they have fan loyalty.
Yeah, definitely. And if they keep putting up these characters on the new consoles, those fans are just going to keep buying them. Because with Super Mario Maker, I know a lot of people looked at that saying, no, it's going to be shitty, but I will be the first person to admit I was wrong. That game is fucking fantastic.
You were saying, keep putting out. I did, by the way, just hear that they are stalling the release of Star Fox.
Yeah, it's a couple of polishing issues, I think.
And that's the thing is, that's great. I have no issue with people polishing for, quality. I have no problem with that after this kind of recent release schedule of
after Assassin's Creed Unity. I don't think anyone's going to moan about having to wait a couple months.
From Assassin's Creed to Batman, you had some broken ass games, and it just kind of didn't really work out very well for the games industry. So having someone say, we're going to take the time to get this right, apparently they're talking about the tone of cutscenes, which is good. It means they're going to go back and just re-edit some cutscenes that they've got. They had some missions that they wanted to fix and just some gameplay, little tweaks. And they said, look, it's going to be Q1 2016, but it won't be out for Christmas, which is what they were planning. But having a company sit there and say, look, we're going to do this. Sorry, but it's just the way it's going to be. We will do our best to provide you with the best entertainment we can. Not a problem.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
So Mario Maker, I like the look of that. I like the idea of creating Mario levels, but I think it's going to lead to some great content online.
Yeah, to be honest, when I first seen it, I thought it was just going to be you make a level, you upload it, a couple of days later you get someone to go and play it. That's it. It was only limited to the confines of Mario level, but within that you can make so much more. You can through the use of Amiibo, you can tap your Smash Bros. Amiibo, and instead of running about as Mario, you'll run about as Mega Man.
I did see someone running through a level as old school Zelda.
Yeah, you can do all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
I like that integration. That's a very interesting step of integrating technology and just going, okay, we have one line of things, but we can also use it on this other thing. That's great.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. I love the way that in the game you can completely screw over people. Because there's someone that I've seen that made every single level from Super Mario Bros. 1, just panel for panel, brick for brick, made it all over again, but instead of putting 1-ups in the blocks, he put enemies. So this guy's running up, punching this block, trying to get another life, and a fucking Goomba jumps out and kills him. I love that shit. It is trolly as fuck. He's like, oh, you think this block contains a 1-up? Go and hit it. And then 9, because you can put more than one enemy in it at a time. Yeah. So if you just keep dragging Goombas over to this block and dropping them in, you can leave about 40 odd Goombas in it. So this guy punches this block once and 40 Goombas fall out.
Goomba shower.
Just Goomba shower, and this guy is left cursing his mate for making him play this level.
I wonder about that. It seems kind of interesting that you could just really fuck with people on like a psychological level. But what would you recreate? I'd recreate a level from another game, like in 2D.
Yeah.
Maybe go for like a Metroid, like see if Mario could make it to Metroid.
There's quite a lot of that, because I know someone remade the Green Hill Zone as best they could. The Green Hill Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. They remade that as best they could in Super Mario Bros. 3 style, because they've all got different styles to these games. Super Mario Bros. 3 was more cartoony. Mario didn't look like he was just a bunch of pixels. They actually gave him a properly hand-drawn face and stuff. They
Real
remade...
quick, I want to know, if you're listening to the podcast, how many people who listen to our podcast don't know what the Green Hill Zone is?
How many youngins out there that don't know what the Green Hill Zone is?
How many youngins, or I suppose old ones would maybe count as well, because, you know, there's no guarantee that everyone played Sonic, but kind of interested to see who's old school Sonic fan, but please go on.
Alright, so he remade Green Hill Zone in the Super Mario Bros. 3 style. Then, through the use of the Sonic amiibo, made you play as a Sonic character.
Alright.
So you were you started off the level as Mario. You ran up, hit a block, and then something fell out. I think it was a ring. And as soon as you caught that ring, you transformed into Sonic. But
Right.
you weren't the full Sonic character model. You were like a pixelated type, like small Mario type.
Alright, so you're
like small Mario type character, but you had the skin of Sonic.
Alright.
And you had to run through the level as...
You're old school Sonic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah, interesting. I didn't know Sonic had an amiibo. I mean, he's in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, every Smash Bros. Character now has an amiibo.
Because that's their main selling point, is you tap the amiibo onto the game console, and then suddenly you have the assistant of another character from Smash Bros.
And they're bringing it a lot more, because even the Mii fighters, who are just your creator characters in the game, they're getting their own amiibos. Then we've got Ryu from Street Fighter, you've got Roy from Fire Emblem, they're getting their own amiibos, and they were just DLC. Same with Mewtwo, he's getting his own amiibo as well.
Mewtwo's been a Smash Bros. Character for a while though.
He only got put in, he's been there for a couple months now, but he only got put in DLC. He only got
Well, I
put
mean,
in
he was
as
in the
DLC.
last one.
Yeah, he was in, I don't think he was in the original, he was in Melee as an unlockable
because
character.
I remember seeing him come up and be like, shit, I'm getting my shit pushed in now.
Yeah, because he was an absolute bastard to play. If you put him on level 9, the computer on level 9, he would just grab you, throw you off the edge, and do a couple like cheat moves, and you could not fucking recover and get back on stage in time. It's a pain in the arse.
Fun though. Like, you could really have some. Like,
it was that like
frustrating problems.
It was that like kind of headbutting the wall kind of way where you just, I will beat this motherfucker to the ground. I'm going to teabag his corpse. I will beat this guy.
To try and like pull his back, there's new head of Nintendo now worldwide, so yeah, that's interesting. And they've pulled some games, gonna reschedule themselves. That's perfectly fine.
To be honest, it's a really, really good thing that they're pulling it back a bit. Because if they pull it back and say, we're going to polish it a bit and going to give you something else, we're not going to give you something else, we're going to give you that, but better. We're going to get, like, the game we were going to give you was 85%, we're going to give you 100%. We're going to put in the rest of that. And Nintendo have got this really, really awesome ethos of, if we're going to delay something, we're going to give you something to say sorry. So you might get a little extra thing in your pre-order bundle.
Yeah.
So if you pre-ordered Star Fox Zero, you might get, even if it's just a little amiibo or a little like t-shirt or something, you're going to get a little extra bonus because you had to wait, which is always a good thing that Nintendo do.
Apparently the version of Star Fox that's available could go to market hypothetically, but they don't want it.
Yeah.
And that's what the thing is. I mean, we're fans of game with polish. How do you feel about post-game support? Like, after you launch the game, you throw the game out there and say, here's the thing. How do you feel about post-game support?
It has to be done well. It has to be done absolutely perfectly. Most games, there shouldn't really be a need for it, because if you're going to put out a game that a AAA title is what they would call it, if you're going to put out a AAA title, it would need to be perfect for most people to just pick it up and play it. If it's a really highly anticipated title, people are going to play it anyway, so post-game support is necessary, but you should be putting out complete titles anyway. But with best example, Metal Gear Solid 5, they had this glitch where if you took Quiet into a certain mission,
Quiet being one of the special characters, she's
one of these support
sniper,
characters, part of the parasite unit that you pretty much abduct. Because that's the whole point of Metal Gear Solid 5. If you want to recruit people, you don't go up to them and say, I'm Big Boss, you need to join my army. No, you shoot them in the head with a tranquilizer, then you attach them with a Fulton device, and you send them back to Mother Base.
Was she not, like, she was originally hired to, like, kill you or something like that?
Yeah, she was hard to kill Big Boss, but it's the whole thing of, she got, like, reverse Stockholm Syndrome. The person that she was trying to kill, she fell for.
Stockholm Syndrome is specific to you're in a hostage situation, or you're in a kind of intense, like, you can't leave situation. and you begin to agree with and identify with the person that you're being held captive by.
Yeah.
So it's still Stockholm Syndrome, it's just he got the drop on her, stopped her from killing him,
Then
and
recruited
then
her.
abducted her, kept her in a place for a while and said, you want to work with me now? That's
Yeah.
kind of manipulation of Stockholm Syndrome. Still Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much. It is Stockholm Syndrome, I'd agree. But through the game, you find out that if you take quiet of these certain missions, the game will break. You have to delete your save, like start over again. So they patched that, which is something they need to do because there was a lot of people were taking quiet on every mission.
Because apparently she's pretty damn good.
Yeah, she's very, very handy. Like
Yeah.
you can do a thing where if you throw a grenade in the air and shout quiet, like on your command wheel, she shoots the grenade into the enemy territory and it blows up there.
Huh.
Very, very fucking handy.
I think I heard it was being only on 2 missions, like 29 and 42 for some
Yeah, I
reason.
think something like that.
Yeah, she went into certain missions and the game just ate its own asshole.
Yeah.
And just stopped working, really. And they apparently reached out through the game. They just said, look, there's a thing happening with this game.
Yeah, they put
Don't
in
take this character.
on the loading screen. There's usually a little like patch notes or something, and in the red letter in the red ink it was warning: do not take quiet on missions 29 and 42. And there's a couple of side missions that you couldn't take her on either.
Alright.
They do not take this character onto these missions, or your game will break. Patch to follow soon, and the patch was out within 2 days. So I cannot fault Konami for that.
That is damn good customer service, and it really to be praised when it happens. You get something like this happening where there's a fault in the game. Play, like, quality assurance didn't catch it. Sometimes you just can't catch these things. And then they just kind of say, look, we found this, we're working on it. You can play around it, just follow these instructions and don't really do this. I mean, within 2 days, I could put a game down for 2 days, not have an issue with it, do some other stuff, come back to play the game when it's fixed. That's when it happens. We should praise these things because the game community online pretty negative about certain things.
Yeah, if there's one thing that goes wrong in that game, you will hear about it.
Konami has been getting some shit. We've given them some shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I find their situation really funny right now. Apparently, that's them now officially withdrawing from AAA game development.
Yeah, there was a message put up on Twitter, and some member of the media, some journalist said, "Oh, so this is Capcom officially Konami officially ceasing making AAA titles." I despair. It's still a rumour, there's nothing concrete yet, but with them pushing their stupid pachinko machines more and focusing lastly on Pro Evolution Soccer, that's going to be their swan song. I think they should just leave it with Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah,
Because Pez, does anyone still play football games?
they do, and they can be entertaining if you're.
Well, with the exception of Rocket League, because that's the only football game I'll ever play.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Rocket League's a lot of fun.
If you're drunk enough, you can play soccer games with your friends. I don't mind. Yeah, nobody's going to have an issue with saying, I had a good time with my friends playing Pez. Nobody's going to go, fuck you, you're not a real gamer. They're just going to say, oh, awesome, can I join the next time you get drunk and play video games? There's no real issue with that, but if they're going to withdraw, making sure they withdraw well, kind of, not quite, I don't want to say fighting retreat because it sounds odd in this in this kind of context, but making sure you leave without letting the door hit your ass on the way out.
If you leave on a high note, it makes you go down better. And like
Yeah.
the annals of history.
Yeah, and they're doing really well. I don't think they're doing as well as Rockstar right now, who have been absolutely just destroying the competition as far as post-game support goes. Grand Theft Auto 5 released on PS3 and PS4. It was then released on PC a lot longer than it should have been, but with the kind of bit at the side saying it's all about polish. PC games have a habit of breaking because there's so many moving parts and so many variables. Your graphics card, your processor, they can all be so different, and it can really fuck up a game if you launch without testing just about every possible variable. But they took their time, developed the game, launched it on the PC, and then launched a next-gen version again, so PS4 and Xbox One can get it. Absolutely great games, and I played it on PS4. I was playing this morning and had an absolute blast because they released the main game 2 weeks after it launched, released online gameplay because you want to kind of make sure that that's all balanced or shit goes horribly wrong. Yeah. And then they had a bit of a delay while they're working on the PC version and the next gen version. They then jump in to release the heists, which are you setting up a series of missions, and in the end you're going for a big payout. So you'll set up a couple of missions like you'll steal all the vehicles you need for a bank robbery, or you'll plant an EMP device on the I did Humane Labs raid today, which is where you're going in stealing data from a scientific company, and part of the kind of like a pre-game is that you're trying to deliver an EMP to the lab so that you kind of drop off an EMP device to shut down all the security systems and then evacuate yourself. Before doing the main heist, you come back later on to take on this lab, gun down the security personnel, and take the data that you need. Although I didn't really think about it until just now, you just set off an EMP device. Why aren't the hard drives completely fried? Didn't think about it at the time. Thinking about it now live on the podcast, kind of dumb that you can get away without having any issues. Like, you just plug a USB in, type in a couple things, take the data, run away.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Didn't think about it. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah, GTA doesn't really need to make sense. You can get a flying golf cart in one of the games.
Yeah, it's a dicking around simulator, and it's very good at what it does, and it's received some absolutely fantastic support recently. I mean, like, I'm talking a couple of days ago, received a kind of free play update. Normally these updates come in the form of a direct DLC saying, oh, now all these activities are unlocked. Now when you're roaming around just kind of playing online, you can now receive certain updates about just what you kind of, like, you're playing randomly, and it'll say random community event, everyone getting a helicopter or everyone getting a plane, jump out, parachute, and deploy your parachute as late as possible. Survivor wins. Survivor lowers to the ground when they pull the cord. Basically chicken with the ground.
Chicken with the ground. I can't see that going wrong.
It ends fucking horribly for like 90% of people. I was playing that and it happened, although it took me a while to get to helicopter, because it's kind of like, okay, you have 10 minutes to set the record, go. And the entire map just becomes chaos as like people run for like 10 helicopters that are scattered around the map. And I was running for one, finally got into it, jumped in the helicopter, flew up, bailed out, and was like deploying my parachute as the timer ended, and cut out. I missed it. I was beating the record. The record was about 10 feet. I was maybe 5 feet off the ground. I was going to survive as well. Like, my parachute kicked in time. I could see my character making it to the ground with a full health bar. Totally cut out, and I got screwed. But there are other things like Hunt the Beast. You can, one person randomly on the map becomes a werewolf. The event
You can become a werewolf in GTA?
It's only for this event.
Alright, so it's not like a...
It's not a permanent, like, it's not a character fix. It's just a case of, you're now basically the guy from Teen Wolf.
Alright.
You dick around, and you have a wolf mask for a face and hairy hands. You now have super speed, super strength, and a massive health bar. Everyone is coming to take you down. You have to visit all these iconic locations around Los Santos, which is the city based roughly in LA, and you have to just kind of make it to the various checkpoints within like a half an hour while people are trying to gun you down, and it works. It's really good. Really, really funny, because everyone just jumps in a helicopter and starts shooting at everything.
Anything that moves is just a viable target.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you don't track the werewolf. They just kind of, when they hit a checkpoint, it kind of goes, the werewolf's over here now. And you just kind of, everyone just kind of turns as one to just kind of nuke this one area.
Bomb it with grenades or whatever the hell you have to.
It's absolutely brilliant, because I was dicking around this morning with a guy from South Africa, and it was an absolute just riot of just, hi, you want to do this like random mission, like we'll be playing, and then this random prompt comes up saying, hey, do you want to take part in this event? Yeah, sure, no problem. I kind of screwed him over. He jumped in a vehicle designed to be like kind of, you are against the entire map. It's you and your buddy who's the gunner. If you get your vehicle to the end point, cash money. We're talking like £100,000 or 100,000 GTA dollars for your characters each. Like, no problem with that at all. I go to like be his gunner while he's in the driving seat, and somebody else showed up first, blew up my helicopter as I'm on the way to just kind of take the gunner spot. He blew up my helicopter in midair, shows up, he takes the gunner spot. I spawn like 10 feet from where they are. They're still starting the engine up on the car. I just machine gunned the pair of them, and
nice.
I get 10 grand for killing them. So not quite the cash payout I was wanting, but hey, screw it, I got 10 grand for nothing.
Nice. I mean, the one time that I did play GTA 5 online, I just got my character set up. I got all the gear. I'd got my first weapon. I'd done some jobs. I got about 90 to 100,000. Just like, is it a decent like bank setup?
Respectable, yeah.
Yeah, I got some shitty like car. I was driving about in that. I got mowed down. The lot got taken off me within seconds. All the money, car, guns, gone. I was like, oh well. I'm not going back in this game again. Well,
funnily enough, the problem with these new free play events is that the map turns to chaos. So you'll be standing there going, I'm having fun with my friends, and then suddenly the apocalypse arrives at your fucking door with people showing up with hinds and just rocketing everything. It's funny, and I imagine it'll create some really funny videos on YouTube, but at the same time, it can really screw up your gameplay if you're like wandering around with like 20 grand in cash on you. You have your bank balance and your cash balance. Cash is what's on you. Although I don't know how any of my guys can run with 20 grand in cash on them. Fuck it, I ain't gonna question it. You then just kind of run around with your cash balance. If you die, your cash balance is grabbable. If someone runs over your corpse, they get like 10 grand.
Yeah.
I died after shooting those people, so I get 10 grand on me. I drop dead, and I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. If someone runs over my body, they get 10 grand. And then I had to just kind of like sneak my way back into the game and just kind of find where my body was and look at my own dismembered corpse and go, oh cool, I still have my 10 grand on me. It was fun. I really enjoy it. The free play events it's going to break the game of people who really are busy like trying to complete through the online missions and the heists. Yeah. Although if you're in the heists already, you're not interrupted by free play events. You'll be playing the heist, you'll be doing whatever you want to do. The free play event will be there for whoever's in the free zone.
Yeah.
And you can just do your own thing. You come back and see just nightmare.
You just see like bloodshed everywhere.
Hey, there's 30 attack helicopters in your online world. Ah, shit, I'm screwed. It's good. It's very good gameplay. They've been really doing well. I was surprised when they released heists. I was very surprised when they released another update after that. I don't expect this type of support for the game after it's launched, but Rockstar are doing an absolutely fantastic job. And it's driving support.
I suppose because the amount of money they spent on GTA 5 getting up and running, the amount of talent and stuff they brought into that, it is worth their while backing it. If they're going to make it the best experience they have, they need to prove to the fans that they're willing to fix any little bug that's in there. So hats off to them, keep it up, and you're going to get more and more support in a game that is kind of still growing. It's not the definitive version of that game yet, even though it's been out for a while now.
Yeah, I imagine if you released all this content at once, it would blow too many minds to be good.
Yeah,
you'd have a problem.
Just go over the top of people's heads quite a lot.
You'd have people going, I don't have time to play all this content before the next thing came out. By releasing an initial game, then online, then heists, then free play events, you have people coming back and saying, oh, well, I've already got it installed, it's going to be like a 5-second update. This was not a 5-second update, by the way, it was like an 8 megabyte update. And for some reason my computer, the PS4 was playing on, decided it'd be funny to be a dick right now. About an hour to update the file.
And it was only 8 meg.
Yeah. I think it was a Wi-Fi connection or Wi-Fi problem, but for some reason it just didn't want to come through the pipe.
It wasn't coming through the cable.
Hamster on the wheel wasn't spinning fast enough to make the internet work.
The simple banging monkey was running low on batteries, so they had to just churn it through bit after bit.
Yeah, it was fine though. Now that I have it, perfectly happy with the expanded gameplay that I'm getting, like 6 months after buying a game.
I love it when game companies do that. They try and revitalise something. Because we had, I suppose, one of the worst way to do it is with Street Fighter. You'll get Street Fighter 4, then a year to like 8 months after it, you get Super Street Fighter 4. Which did bring some good changes to the game, but still that could have been DLC or an update to the game.
It's a patch.
Yeah, could have just been a patch. Extra characters, you pay for them. Which, again, I bought the game, so I can't really complain. Which is, I'm highly praising the way they're doing it now. With any DLC characters that come out will be free.
Yeah.
Like, so Akuma is the day one DLC. He's the only one that you would technically have to pay for.
Right.
But the rest of them, if they bring in any other characters from previous Street Fighter games.
We covered this before, was it not because they were caught?
Yeah, they were caught with the on-disc DLC. And this was a kind of like, we're sorry, we're going to give you them all for free now.
Yeah, here you go, here's the free stuff, we promise you it won't happen again. Bullshit.
Yeah, because I think, like, on Capcom, just for a second here, their character design is getting more and more kind of racist.
Really?
There's a character who is called Rashid, who dresses like an Arabian prince and uses the power of wind.
Okay.
I don't know if they're trying to say that all Arabian princes are blowhards, or they live out in the middle of the desert, so they all have to wear these kind of like flowing robes. But the character himself seems very racist, and the way he talks, it's like, you will never beat me, and then he does these weird like cool combo things. It's very, very racist.
Okay, who knew that Japanese people were racist?
Yeah, true.
Although maybe, is that a stereotype that then makes me racist?
I think it makes if you say, Japanese people are racist, but they're always racist. It kind of makes us use both racist.
Let's all just admit that we're horrible people.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have no shame about admitting that I'm a horrible person.
There's like good people, like Gandhi, and then there's everyone else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you're a mortal kind of circle of genuine moral compasses, like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, whatever.
Stan Lee until we find his body cave.
Yeah. Until the body cave surfaces, Stan Lee still kind of sits in that kind of moral circle.
I mean,
of high power.
Like, Stan Lee's body cave would be one thing, but like, what happens if we find Gandhi's body quarry? Like, there's just like a blanket over one thing and just a sign on it and written. In fact, look, Gandhi was Indian, Pakistani?
Indian.
You just find written in Indian, do not touch. Urdu, and Urdu is just like, do not touch, cheers, your mate Gandhi. And you just peel back the pool cover and it's just like, holy fuck, what are all these dead people doing here?
How did someone pull off like a second Holocaust? Jesus Christ, what
did you see the size of Gandhi? He did not bring all these bodies out himself.
Someone helped Gandhi.
Someone... I don't even want to find Gandhi, but I want to find the guy who helped him. How much?
Surely that's the top body on the pile. He's the Gandhi was like, well, I'm glad we've got rid of these people. Pop.
Shink. Knife to the face.
Gunshot, just kind of one solitary gunshot. And
go stand in the middle of the body pile and flatten them down. Okay, stand there. He just sees like a red dot in his eye. It's like, I knew this day would come. He falls into the body pit, and that's when he brings over the cover. Writes in Urdu, don't look in here.
Yeah, it's a shame. I don't want to shit on Gandhi because nothing wrong with Gandhi. Yeah. He might be what I don't think he will be because he was played by one of the guys from Key and Peele. But I'm going to go see Epic Rap Battles of History live in Edinburgh next week. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. This could be the greatest thing ever or the worst thing ever.
No, I think it will be great from a fan's perspective. From your perspective, you're going to love it, but there's going to be so many people in this audience that is going to see epic rap battles and think, yeah, this is going to be some like proper 8 Mile shit, and they're going to go see it, and it's going to be Epic Lloyd and Nice Peter just going, yeah, we do funny things on the internet.
We're going to do them live, and
there's going to be so many people in the audience that do not get it, and it's
how
going to be
many
a shame.
people are going to just walk into that thing with no experience? I'm sure it's going to be a fanatical, fan base that's there to see it live.
I have no doubt that there will be a hefty fan base there, but I'm just thinking from that one guy's perspective who's such a huge fan of rap that he sees rap battles and think, oh yeah, this is going to be like local rappers just going at it like blow for blow, getting real nasty about each other.
I'll let you finish, but then I'm going to come back to 2 points.
Did you just Kanye me?
I'm going to let you finish.
You just fucking Kanye'd me.
We're talking rap battles, we got to go Kanye.
Son of a bitch, I just got Kanye.
Hey, we got to talk about our future president in 2020. He announced at the VMAs he's going to try and run for president in 2020.
I'd sooner vote for Trump.
Because, when you've got Trump running in 2016, why not Kanye West in 2020?
I'd fucking Daffy Duck 2024. Why not?
Fuck it. We'll bring fake characters into the next presidential...
Yosemite Sam 2028.
I'd vote for Dritz Duarden. He's morally complex, but he's a good man underneath.
Yeah, he's Dritz Duarden's... Is he the half-elf or the dwarf?
He's the drow.
He's the
dark elf.
Yeah.
He's the dark elf who made it to the surface. And I like the fact that they were real enough to say he's lived his entire life underground. He spends the first month in a cave just kind of half looking at the light to get it right.
He's just kind of squinting. Yeah, light.
They don't go... It's no more than a paragraph for that character, but he even sees night, like the moonlight, as being too much light.
In fact, what's it they describe Dritz Duarden as? He's a dark elf with a heart of gold or something like that.
Yeah, he's a dark elf character, but his moral compass is set like that of a normal human.
Yeah. Or
an elf character where he believes that the right people who do the right thing should be the triumphant ones. So he leaves Menzoberranzan, which for some reason I still remember, which is the drow city under the earth, and he goes to the surface to Icewind Dale and basically starts making his way to kind of prove that you're not right about dark elves. Sometimes there's a good guy.
Yeah, we're all good guys. But anyway, Dritz Duarden 2028. Right, we'll go back to just after you Kanye.
After Daffy Duck. So it goes Kanye West, Daffy Duck, Dritz Duarden.
Yes.
So it goes insane. Or Donald Trump, Kanye West, Daffy Duck, Dritz Duarden. Like, we're going to go through the full spectrum of crazy to fake cartoon character to Dritz Duarden, grounded, reasonable character.
Yes, I'd sooner vote for a guy who isn't real than Kanye West.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I understand where we're going for this, but yeah, sure, fine. It makes sense.
Then just to really fuck it up, we go for like Paul the Predicting Octopus, that guy that predicted the football scores. I'd sooner let him run the fucking country.
He was eaten.
He was eaten.
I'm 90% sure that someone won a raffle to eat that guy.
Surely after he was dead, it wasn't just they seen him in a tank and went, I'll have that one.
I'm sure that like the octopus died, and then someone said, well, you gotta do something with the body, can I eat it? Okay, we'll hold a raffle for the octopus who predicted the World Cup, and someone won the right to eat it.
Would he then gain his powers?
I don't know.
We need to find the guy who ate Paul the Predicting Octopus and find out if he has any kind of extra sensory perceptions.
I'm sure he was eaten. Like, I'm 90% sure he was eaten.
Maybe some kind of like weird Indian passing of the power thing. You know how there's like some rituals where you eat the heart of this man, you gain his bravery.
So someone said Kali Man, then swallowed an octopus.
Just pretty much so you can gain some psychic powers.
Have you ever eaten an octopus?
It's disgusting.
I've eaten a whole octopus before.
I've eaten.
It's fucking hilarious because
like,
no one can believe you just ate an octopus.
I've eaten like, you know how you get like the rings, calamari.
Calamari rings are gorgeous.
I'm not a fan of fish.
Oh,
I did
delicious.
not like them. They were too chewy and it tastes like chewing rubber.
Yeah, there's the rubbery texture, but I like the flavour, almost kind of the lack of flavour that comes out of it. And then it's a very interesting experience. But I went to a Mongolian barbecue place that served octopus, like whole baby octopus, as part of your stir fry. You saw it. It's like Genghis Khan or something like that. And I shit you not, I'm not being racist when I say it's literally just called Genghis Khan's in Leith in Edinburgh.
Oh, I know. It's just called Genghis.
Genghis, or it's either Genghis or the Khans or something. Yeah. It's some kind of Genghis Khan rip-off. And I
think I've tried their Mongolian beef. Like, someone that I know had a portion of that Mongolian beef from there. It's fantastic.
It's so worth going there just for the spectacle of you eating baby octopus. Because I saw on one thing, I was like, nobody's going to eat that. And I just had it.
Just went, fuck it, I'll have it.
I'll have it. And if nobody's going to have it at this table, I'm going to have it. And then I just kept going back for baby octopus. Nobody believed me when I was having it. I'm gonna have fucking baby octopus because I can. Decadent bastard that I am.
Decadent bastard. You wash it down with some gold leaf wine and some of those gold pills that make you shit gold. Why not?
The thing about the whole gold leaf wine is that everyone's gonna go, yeah, but you're not hardcore and just put Goldslager, which is vodka with gold leaf in it.
Yeah, I've seen someone who's been incredibly hungover on that. They've drunk a whole bottle of that shit to themselves.
Wow.
Walking them home was an experience because you've seen this trail of gold. Literal gold. Because like for some reason they said like they were explaining how gold leaf would expand in your stomach or something.
Right.
Because like it would basically break down and all the gold like kind of colouring.
Yeah.
All the gold leaf would just like
kind of dissipate across the stomach content.
So you'd essentially just have this like gold like stomach contents lying about. So from their house in Edinburgh all the way back to the train station because they were going down to live. They were going down to see their parents for the weekend. There's just this trail of gold from their house in Edinburgh to the train station, and then from the train station in Lithgow all the way back down to the taxi rank, and just out of the taxi rank and back into their house because they would not stop chucking this shit up. It was fucking horrendous.
That's horrible.
It was pretty horrible. It was just interesting to see this big trail of gold.
If you're drinking, please drink responsibly.
Yes.
I cannot fucking phrase this enough. I'm tired of your drunken ass.
Yeah.
I want your tipsy ass. That's fine.
Yeah,
Tipsy's funny. Drunk is not.
I'm guessing you're in the same situation as me. You can handle your drink, and most people, you have to deal with most other people's drunken bollocks.
Yeah.
Not drunken bollocks as in they're shoving them bollocks in your face, but like drunken shite, drunken antics.
I know my limit. I know roughly where that is. I pace myself accordingly, and then I just kind of go with the evening. And then get to the end of the night and someone's falling on me, fuck that person.
Yeah, screw them. If you can't handle your drink, know when to quit. Because I've been out like drinking with so many people.
Knowing when to quit is half of handling your drink. It's so simple. Because
I've been out on like many a night out with people that are just they set out on a night out to get absolutely hammered. So within 5 minutes there of being in the place, everyone else has ordered their first drink, and I'm a whiskey guy, so I start off on whiskey. And everyone else is like, I'll have 2 bottles of red wine and a bottle of champagne. It's like, alright, so you've got that for the table? No, this is mine. And then in 10 minutes the whole lot is gone and they can't even remember where the hell they are.
Yeah.
And I've got to then carry them or escort them back to their fucking car, or like not back to the car, back to their taxi. Or back to their fucking flat or something like that.
For me, it's not so much that because I often arrive at like drinking occasions after work. Yeah. So I've been sober as a priest all day, and I get to this thing where someone's been pre-gaming.
Oh, pre-gaming's just the worst.
Oh, please just stop pre-gaming. Just enjoy the evening.
Yeah, don't pre-game. Like the only time I'll ever let anyone away with pre-gaming is if you are going out for somebody's birthday night out and you don't have much money.
Yeah.
I'll let you away with pre-gaming then. Because if you want to go out and have a good night, but you just think, oh, I don't want to be simply catch up with everybody all night. Just have a couple of beers or have a couple of whiskies or whatever your poison is at the house. Save that cash for when you're going out to keep your levels up.
Yeah.
Don't like tan 3 bottles of like Jack Daniels in the house then wonder why you're not getting in anywhere. Like, oh, this pub kicked me. That's because you're drunk.
Because you walked sideways at the fucking bar by accident.
Because, see that bin over there? You tried to get into that bin thinking it was the pub. That's why you didn't get it.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But do we have another subject other than just drinking stories? Because that in itself is another podcast.
Yeah, I think between me and Colin we have at least 7 to 10 podcast episodes worth of drinking episode content.
This one time.
This one time. That might be a little side story. Just this one time.
That could be our side podcast. Like, we release this weekly thing, but then we sit and solo cast this one time story.
Yeah. Because I have plenty of those damn stories. But let's not get into drinking stories.
Yeah, let's force a deliberate segue. I know.
And talk about sports!
Sports!
Sports that go hand in hand with drinking, but not this time.
Not drinking. Just, we're gonna drink, but we're gonna watch sports.
We're gonna watch some rugby or American football while doing it.
It's sociable.
Yes, that way we can do it with a crowd of people.
I, unfortunately, because I said last time I was looking for my kind of excuse to watch the highlights and stuff, realised that the highlight show of the NFL, because there's a Monday night game, doesn't show until about Tuesday night on Sky. So I now need to wait until Tuesday after we record to watch this stuff. So I'm probably not going to talk about the NFL unless I watch a Carolina game live, because I want to watch Carolina games sitting here in my Carolina jersey, which I haven't worn since like the last episode.
Yeah, you wore the same jersey last episode.
Yeah, for some reason I'm just waiting for the new episodes to wear the jersey. Don't know
Are you
why.
doing that superstitious sport thing of wearing the same jersey to keep them from losing? Like, you know how people, they do...
I don't
like,
care about them losing, I care about us losing. So I'm wearing the same jersey every episode because I want us to not lose.
Yeah. Because there's that superstitious thing of, like, you don't really hear about it in this country, but in America you hear people wearing the same underwear because that's the underwear they were wearing when their team won. And they will wear it for the next month.
You, my friend, need to take a listen to one of my favourite, not musician, kind of band thing called Cunt and the Gang.
Cunt and the Gang.
K-U-N-T and the Gang. And they have a song called Let's Have a Wank for England 2010. Yeah, it's going to be really bad. If you're listening to the podcast, you should listen to the song because it's really fucked up and really funny at the same time. So yeah, that's a thing that you can enjoy because superstition, it's a thing. But sports, also a thing. Yeah. You've been watching the Rugby World Cup because we need a correspondent to cover that event. Yeah.
Before we get into the kind of like the meat and potatoes of the thing, I want to just take a minute to talk about highlight reels because you said you're catching up on your medium into this year's NFL is the highlight reel.
It's mostly going to be highlight reel because I don't have time to watch the full things.
I am going the opposite way because I despise the current highlight reel or the highlight format because all it is sucking the fucking dick of England. England played a game against Fiji and it was a terrible game. England were sloppy, they were hitting it up through the forwards all the time. It was very formulaic, very poorly structured, very poorly played. And this fucking highlight reel was ex-England rugby players just going, an absolutely brilliant phase of play from England there. Absolutely no chance that Fiji could have combated them. Fiji had them on the fucking ropes multiple times, but because Fiji weren't ready for the game. I wouldn't say they weren't ready for the game. They weren't ready for England's type of play, which was very sloppy, very cheating. They were expecting a higher caliber team almost that they had to drop down to suit them.
Right.
Which is a kind of weird mishmash way of saying it, but the people that were commenting on the England play was just completely and utterly covering its balls and slavers. Just
every England player always sucks the dick of the England team. It's almost like an agreed thing. Like, you never hear the former president of the United States shit on another president.
Yeah, it's always very positive. But there's a difference between positive and just completely and utterly blindly following this team. Because England made some very, very shitty decisions. They had some very poor players. They had a couple of really good players, and as much as I hate to admit it, there's always that one player in every team that is good, but you hate him anyway.
Yeah.
My player for England is a kid named Owen Farrell. He's got a fantastic boot on him. He can kick he can kick his clearance kick is phenomenal, and he can charge in the ball well, he can carry the ball well, but he's still a little cunt. Because whenever you do the interview, like the post-game interview, he's just like, yeah, I just do what I do day after day. I lace up my boot. Obviously, he's not speaking in a heavy Glaswegian accent like I'm trying to do. I just lace up my boots day after day. I put on my jersey and I play for the team. I play for the Rose. I wanted to rip his head off when he was saying, I play for the Rose. But then you look into the behind-the-scenes stuff. He's only in the fucking squad this year because his dad is the coach of England rugby. That's the only reason he's in.
I was going to say he's the new Johnny Wilkinson because that was the guy...
Oh, he's trying to be.
Yeah, you're like, I fucking hate you, you technically accurate, pretty good player, piece of shit.
It was the weird way he used to position his kicks because when he was going to take the conversion kick, which is when after you scored the try, you then convert the ball, for those who don't know, to gain extra points. Yeah. He used to do this weird thing where he'd clench his hands into fists and then clasp them together and do this weird thing where he'd point his thumbs at his chin and just look up at look down at the ball, look up at the posts, and he would do this multiple times before kicking the ball. That used to drive me fucking mental.
It's one of those weird superstition / visualization things where perfect segue or perfect kind of callback to superstition before games. Yeah. Maybe that's just a ritual he's gotten into.
You know he was going to get the kick anyway. This like, will I get it? Will I? Like, will I get it? Will I get the kick? Won't I get the kick? Will I get the kick? Won't I get the kick?
It's pausing for the camera.
It's just fucking this annoying thing. Then Owen Farrell, his version of it is he's always got his mouth open, like kind of like his mouth agape, and he's like looking at the ball, looking at the post, and he looks like a fucking robot doing it, and he does this like multiple times. But anyway, the structure of the World Cup this year, everyone's been split into groups. We're currently seeing the first plays of the first group. So we've had Argentina versus New Zealand. I can't remember the score of that, but I'm guessing New Zealand won.
No, they're really bad at rugby.
Yeah, they fucking suck, but they occasionally get a decent one.
Every now and again, they just kind of skim by and a win.
Yeah, get a couple points. And then we had England versus Fiji, and that game should have went to Fiji. The reffing in that game was fucking terrible. And we had Samoa versus USA. I think Samoa beat the USA by about 11 points. And then we had the best example of impassioned rugby that I've ever seen, which was South Africa versus Japan.
Now, South Africa are massive in rugby
The
terms.
Springboks are legendary in their rugby status.
Were you there when we went to see the game with the high school and we ended up winning somehow? We beat South Africa
Yes,
by
I was
a couple points. It was awesome.
It was fucking fantastic.
It was because it was such a surprise, because South Africa are a consistently good team.
And as Scotsmen, we are very passionate about our team. We never really expect to win though.
Yeah.
Well, if we win, holy shit, Glasgow or wherever we're playing that night is going to get painted red.
Yeah.
Not like in a violent way, but in a like we're going to get so drunk and celebrate this shit.
We're going to paint it red with our people that we beat, but not also again in blood. Like it's a celebratory thing.
Whereas it like you hear the horror stories in Scottish football, where if Glasgow Rangers beat Celtic, the Rangers fans might fight with the Celtic fans. There's none of that in rugby. If Scotland beat Ireland, both players or both sets of fans, then just go out for a pint and talk about the game.
Oh, it doesn't matter who wins that game. That's going to be a boozy night anyway. Because
Rugby players just love a drink.
Yeah.
They just get on with shit.
The players and the fans just enjoy a good booze up.
Yeah, we all do. But aye, South Africa versus Japan. This game genuinely almost gave me a heart attack because it was so down to the fucking wire. Again, like with the Glasgow Warriors game last week or 2 weeks ago. It was so down to the wire because every time Japan answered with a try, South Africa came right back with their response. It was very close. There was a point in it for most of the game. It was 16 points to South Africa, 17 points to Japan. Like 22 points to Japan, 23 to South Africa. It went on like that for quite a while. Then they were even neck and neck, or one, almost neck and neck. 32 points to 31, and then Japan, in a final burst of like emotion and passion, just took that ball, hit it up for a few phases, and just scored an absolutely screamer of a try right underneath the post. They converted it for the full points, and I've never seen a crowd go so fucking nuts for a team.
Yeah.
Like then I checked my Facebook page because I've got obviously a lot of rugby fans on my Facebook page, a lot of like people who work in rugby. I mean, I have the coach for Edinburgh Rugby on my Facebook.
Yeah.
He used to coach us at Falkirk. And he just went, holy fuck, I have just witnessed rugby history. Another friend of mine said, I have just witnessed water being turned into wine. This, on paper, shouldn't have happened. Japan are the up-and-comers. They're the youngins. They're the people who are out to prove themselves and earn their jersey. They just bet the fucking Springboks, who are a legendary team. I mean, you want to look up how legendary the Springboks are. Find a film called Invictus with Matt Damon playing...
Morgan Freeman was there.
Morgan Freeman was Nelson Mandela in it. Outstanding performance from Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela did really well as Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman done really well as Nelson Mandela, and Matt Damon. I'd actually believe that he played professional rugby. He got into that character so much. He met, I think it was Jean de Villiers. He met with him, got his cadence and his voice right, and he said, "Oh, show me a picture of you when you're playing rugby." And he got his body type right, and just every part of that film just nails how elite this team is. Yeah. Then you get a team like Japan who are only just now getting into 15 rugby.
Yeah. This is their chance to present the national team.
Yeah, it is genuinely scary how much this team has come on. And a lot of people were saying like, oh, this guy, Duplessis, who's one of the big names in South Africa, he just got beat by a guy named Matsushima, and no one. Yeah. That was probably a huge wake-up call for South Africa, and I would hate to be the team that's going to play South Africa afterward, because they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be very, very...
You're going to get the vengeance beating you don't quite deserve.
Out for vengeance, yeah. They're just going to be out to vent because they got beaten by the dark horse of the World Cup.
Next set of games, this is recording on a Monday. Next set of games are going to be Saturday.
We've got a game on Wednesday, which I think might be us, Scotland versus somebody.
Oh shit. Most Scotland fans kind of react with the same kind of, oh no, oh here we go.
Who are we playing?
We're playing France, oh no. We're playing Italy, oh no. Like, you kind of can't really win. So it might be a thing of, we might actually be doing okay this year, and the Scottish kind of stereotype is to just kind of say, oh no, we're going to kind of get our shit pushed in. I'll find the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, I have the fixtures up here, because you type in RWC, my phone instantly goes to RWC fixtures, because I've looked it up that many times this year.
So yeah, we have Scotland versus Japan on the 23rd of the 9th, kick-off at 2:30.
Yeah.
That's exactly the wrong fucking time for a rugby game for me to watch it.
Yeah.
But oh well. We'll make
to be honest, it's kind of, it works well for me because I'm used to playing rugby at that time, because kickoff's usually about 3 o'clock, so I'm usually on the pitch warming up at that time. So it's kind of already in my head. It's like, right, 2:30 rugby starts.
Just do your stretches while they go through the pre-game preamble.
Yeah, everyone else is sitting writing in their notepad. I'm like, I am watching the game.
Yeah, just doing stretches in the middle of a university class. Just kind of gotta get the hammies.
President of the Law Society, please pay attention. Nope, Scotland are playing Japan. I am watching this shit.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Let's see how we do versus the one. It's a weird thing to have a technical, because you assume kind of technical proficiency comes from a detachment to emotion.
Yeah.
Apparently they have an emotional push that they can pull it at the last minute. I think we're in trouble, but let's see what happens.
I just found something. Canada have a side in the Rugby World Cup this year.
Okay.
I did not know that. Genuinely surprised by that. I want to see some angry Canadians. It'll be funny as hell.
What do they look like?
I don't know.
Did they look like
I didn't know.
Canadians?
I didn't know Japanese could get like muscly. But then I seen them play rugby. Holy shit! I was proven wrong.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember that the sumo body type is technically a lot of muscle. There's just a lot of mass that's not muscle
there's
around
a coating
it.
of fat around it.
Yeah, there's a lot of muscle there. You can still do it. That's just kind of sumo wrestlers who do cardio as well.
How funny would it be if we watch on the 26th of September at 2:30, we watch Italy versus Canada, and they're all just like a bunch of lumberjacks running about on the pitch, and if they knock someone down, they go, "Oh, sorry,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
so sorry, I didn't see you there. I
Just
just
a
had
ball, eh?
I had this ball and I was trying to run it, the goal there, eh?"
Speaking of which, shout out to our main fan, son of Korax, who's Canadian.
Is he the Canadian that we keep making fun of? I thought he was from like America. Or
No,
something.
he's Canadian. Yeah.
I've just insulted you twice. I'm sorry, man.
Very sorry, eh?
I'm sorry. So sorry. What's that all about?
Well, speaking of metal fans, we're metal fans, and we have big news kind of for the Devil You Know fans. Kind of Devil You Know, our former Killswitch Engage frontman Howard Jones, who did a really good album recently, and are now coming out with album number 2. Fantastic. They Bleed Red. They've
And you've heard the single from this album, and you have very, very positive feedback from it.
Stay of Execution, which is the new single from the album They Bleed Red, looking very good. If this is what they're going for the new album, absolutely can't get behind it enough. It's got what we expect from Howard Jones, that mix of clean metals, the kind of darker growling metals vocals, and then just kind of more of what I wanted. I mean, he just hits the exact notes that I wanted to hear from him, and it's coming back for more in November. Early November, I think, is the right date for that release. So yeah.
So that's another thing that I have to add onto my list of albums that I still need to listen to, because I haven't listened to I Got Your Six yet.
Ah, damn it.
I haven't bought it yet, man. I'm sorry.
This is This is not going to be 4 weeks worth of not listening to an album. We're going to get to the point where I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, because I need to find some way of listening to it. I might have to dig out an old CD player just to like put it in and listen to it when I'm on the move, because I don't have a computer to upload it to.
Ah.
So I have to. I genuinely still need to get. I genuinely need to get that computer fixed. Just get my finger at my arse and get the CD drive and everything sorted, so I can get iTunes up and running. Because there's probably now about 2 months worth of iPod content that I need to update, like podcasts, music to upload.
I never update my podcast on the laptop because it's so much data, it's going to just crash that thing. I just use, the iPod has its own podcast app, and I just use that.
Yeah.
Where you can find us if you just search for Gibberpish on the app, and you'll be perfectly fine to find us and all the episodes we put out.
Or you can find us at gibberpish.libsyn.com through the usual channels.
I really hope that's the address. I think it is, gibberpish.libsyn.com. We post plenty of tweets, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after...
Most of the tweets from me lately have just been Get It Round You.
Yeah.
Which is now, I'm going to keep that going. If something's pissed me off, I'll put this week's Get It Round You.
This week's Get It Round You. Something about public transport.
Yeah, it probably usually is.
Yeah.
The tram system didn't let me down. It was ScotRail jamming us all in like fucking sardines.
I took a train recently playing game in 40k, which I might get back to at some point. But I took a train from the 80s. We're talking pure green interior. Like mint green. Like, in fact, not even...
Like
mint,
avocado green.
avocado and pea green with little red highlights, just absolutely vomit-inducing train. No Wi-Fi, of course, because fuck being 21st century. But it was just really funny to be in this horrible train and be late for something because you assume that something so 80s can time travel. Really, really fucking horrible to be on. And just, you wanted to just kind of curl up so that you were touching it as little as possible. It's a horrible train. Funny though. Yeah, I had a game of 40k against a friend of ours from Twitter. His name is Charles, but he goes by the Twitter hashtag Charles Sexington. Fucking hilarious guy. Puts a lot of really good tweet for the Warmongers group, which is the 40k group on Twitter. And I had a game against him. Had an absolute riot of just, I may have fucked him over slightly. I brought an army he wasn't expecting. I brought unstoppable death machines and kind of thought he'd be able to handle that. He unfortunately was playing the kind of role of, I will have a lot of infantry. It didn't end well. Oh, it ended well for me. Didn't end well for him. Just kind of a case of loads of little infantry models showing up against war machines. You know, rifles don't do much against walking titans. Funny though. Funny. It made me laugh. But yeah, I was through there and playing a game and just had a really good time with a friend from Twitter, and it makes me kind of get back in the hobby and just embrace that aspect of geekdom.
Speaking of geekdom, I recently got back into building Gundam model kits.
Oh shit.
Yep. Colin's oh shit is well founded because, as we both know, we were as kids we were both very, very active fans of Gundam Wing.
It was so cool. There were robots that
fucking
punched,
awesome, and
laser swords, giant rifles,
transformed into like planes and big cool.
Did they
Gundam Wing Gundam transformed into a plane. Same with Wing Zero.
They had the soldier suits that were perfectly normal, but then they had the Air Force suits that were Gundams that could fly a lot more.
Yeah, there was like all the different forms of mobile suit, and there was like the Ares, which was the underwater model. No, the Cancer was the underwater model because they were all they all belonged to the organization of Zodiac, which was But yeah, I found this website that does cheap Gundam model kits. I bought one, which was just Wing Zero from the TV show. They had the double-barreled rifle.
Oh right, Wing Zero was awesome.
Yeah, so I've got that sitting on top of my Wii U just now.
Wing Zero was awesome as a design, but if I remember correctly, the character was that whiny anime character who's like, I don't know if I should do it. You have a fucking 20-foot monster robot. Just shoot people with it.
No, Hero was more of the, I will do it, and I will not understand why they don't want me to do it. He was always very militaristic, and like, I will blow up this school of children, and I'll have no remorse about it. Even though the main female character will constantly berate me, going, you killed all those children, you killed all those people. He's just like, so, it's my mission. I will blow you up as well.
Yeah. Wait, maybe I'm thinking of the main character.
You're thinking of Katra. He was the Arabian, like I think he was a lord of some kind. And he always had that remorse of like, why do we need to keep fighting? Why do I need to kill all these people? Because it's your job. You've been given a giant Gundam. Go kill shit.
I now worry that I need to go back into Gundam, and I'm going to find it's really, 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 really bad.
Actually, Gundam Wing has aged pretty well.
Oh, okay.
It has aged pretty well. But then when you go forward a couple of years to Gundam Seed, that aged poorly, and it's not as old as Gundam Wing.
Well, we're Gundam Wing fans, so that's what we kind of grew up because the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz was kind of
that was amazing. I've rebought that on DVD recently.
Okay,
75 pence at Kicks or CEX, however you wish to call it.
I can see how that would be kind of that cheap, but yeah screw it.
Because I don't think anyone knew what it was. They just went, oh, there's a Gundam DVD, 75 pence,
and you're like, haha, bargain, that's mine.
Bitches. I'm a ticket.
It might be a case of I go back and find a Blu-ray or DVD release.
Yeah.
Because if the DVD release of the finale was that cheap, screw it. The entire series must be a couple quid, and it might be a couple quid well spent, or it might be me looking back retrospectively at something and going, oh my god, I was into this.
Why did I watch it?
What kind of prick was I?
I mean, I've done that recently with a show called Escaflowne, which I remember being Gundam Wing, but set in a medieval setting.
Okay.
They had like mecha, but it was more medieval because it was all like drawbridges and like magic and stuff. But there was one giant mecha called Escaflowne that you had to bind with it. You had to basically put your heart in it, and if it took damage, you took damage. And just watching it, I'm thinking, why the fuck did I used to watch this? This is for like tween girls, because it's all about you go through the main female character's perspective, and she falls in love with the main character who's called Sora. And he's bound to Escaflowne, and I was just watching the first 5 episodes of this going, why the fuck did I watch this? This is cheesy bullshit.
Smash cut to boobs and you understand exactly why you were into it.
There was no boobs. She was like flat chested.
Yeah,
like,
I'm staying away from anime after watching the Dragon Ball Super? Yeah, Dragon Ball Super. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that and just realising that it's just the plot of the movie, but I wait for a couple episodes. I think I missed last week, so this might be my week to watch it.
Yeah.
Take a week off, week on, week off, week on. It works. And then,
and you have you watched episode 50 of Team 4-Star?
Yes, Team 4-Star. I just keep nailing that damn thing.
Holy shit, it was funny.
Yeah, Team 4-Star released a parody version where they kind of rewrite and they go right into the fact that they re-edit episodes to the point where they'll
put in scenes that weren't in the original in any capacity.
Yeah, Well, actually, they were. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about the Halloween special where Krillin is being chased by Cell. That's in there.
Really?
Yeah, that's an actual thing in the full-length version. Cell and Krillin have a kind of chase scene almost, where Krillin tries to save someone in an airport, and he fights Cell to try and keep Cell off of a family of like a single mother or a mother and kid, and they just recut that, and they go into the point of they will reshape people's mouths for the sounds that they want to make. It's so high production for something that's on YouTube. It's unreal.
Yeah, something that lasts about like 12 minutes an episode.
Yeah, they put a lot of production value into it, and they got a lot of shit for it, which is something I don't understand.
Yeah, they get a lot of like licensing issues.
Oh, well, the recent episode got pulled for some reason. But I'm talking more of the fact that their fans will turn and say, you need to make this faster. No, make it right.
Yeah, take that extra couple weeks and just smooth it all out.
Yeah, make it the way you want to make it, have it ready to go. But they do at least give you a progress bar. On their main website, they actually have a progress bar that fills up to like 100%. But it's 100%, the video drops. It can sit at like 70 to 90% for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does eventually fill up, and you get to see a new episode of people taking the piss out of Dragon Ball Z, which it deserves, and is also great.
Yeah, it's a great show, but still, you have to realise at some point that the people of that version of Planet Earth are putting their lives in the hands of a man who has pretty severe brain damage.
Yeah, our own take on watching the first season of Dragon Ball was, wow, Goku really has brain damage at this point, like, you know.
If there was some kind of government official in there, they would have put a stop to him a while ago.
They'd have taken his kids away.
Yeah, Gohan and Goten would have been living with some people far away from wherever the hell Goku and Chi-Chi stayed.
In the middle of nowhere, so yeah, they live somewhere reasonable.
Yeah, Gohan would have actually become a scholar, wherever the hell it was Chi-Chi planned for him.
He does, and in the new episode they make a lot of reference to the fact that Gohan gives up the life of the kind of kung fu master and one of the most potentially powerful people in the universe to be who he wanted to be.
Does that explain the stupid green tracksuit from Resurrection F?
Yeah, I've seen a shitty copy of that, and yeah, there's the fact that Gohan wasn't supposed to be a fighter, or his mum didn't want to be a fighter, so he just kind of becomes the scholar and shows up for like the ultimate battle in a tracksuit.
Yeah, whatever, tickles your pickle, I guess.
There's a reference to the fact that he was wearing his gi, and somebody goes, hey, wait, why aren't you wearing your fighting suit? And he goes, I couldn't find it, I put it in the attic. And you're like, well, that was pretty on the nose, but fair got you. You did explain why one of our favourite characters, or I didn't like Gohan that much, but some people see him as a really good character.
He was too whiny.
Yeah. Don't like whiny bullshit anime characters.
No. I mean, the prime example of I recently watched Evangelion.
Yeah.
And the main character, his name's either Shin or Shinji. He has this all-powerful mecha that can do some otherworldly shit. He just sits in it going, what do I do? I can't kill people. I will not kill people. And at one point he just sits there with his arms crossed over his shoulders, shaking. It's like the enemy is bearing down on you. You will die in a minute. Fight back. I can't fight back. I can't fight back.
I don't understand. And then just...
Why do they want to kill us? Because they're evil.
Yeah, just go with it.
Fight, man. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Maybe it's a weird thing. Maybe we don't understand the true depths of Japanese anime culture.
Yeah, but on the subject of whiny anime characters, are we wrapping up the episode?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the only thing I want to talk about is the fact that XDO are coming back, the Roman metal.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Roman Metal's finest offering, probably because it's the only offering, is coming back. They have been cock teasing us for a while. That's the only way to put it. They released a series of photos of the main singer. They're formed around the band Cataclysm.
Cataclysm with a K.
Yeah, Cataclysm with a K. It's the side project of the main singer of that, the kind of frontman of that band, who discovered that he has Italian ancestry specific to Rome, and went looking into Roman history and found himself really inspired. Started a band called XDO, featuring Cataclysm, just because why not just use the metal band that you already have, which are quite good, and released the record Romulus years ago. And
yeah, that was, what, 2009 maybe?
I want to say 2009 what? I'm probably horribly wrong.
Yeah, probably came out sooner than that.
No, because I Caligula released even more recently, about 2013, and was absolutely great. After a quick tour, they said, we want to focus on Cataclysm. Sorry, XDO fans, but it's over. And they've been kind of teasing us for the last couple months. And if you've got them on Facebook, the last couple months have been flooded with posts of just fucking get back together already. Because the main guy, Marcus, was just traveling around Europe going, oh wow, really nice place. Oh, the Romans came here, da da da. And every time I mention Rome, instantly like 20 XDO fans like just gonna jump on and going, just release another album.
Does this mean you give us a new album?
Yeah, it was that case of just kind of jittery kind of people on the internet really shaking and eager for this new album that they hadn't heard yet. And it's happening. I'm really glad to say that it's happening because I really like XDO. I want the start of I Caligula to be my entrance music. I don't know what I'm going to enter, but I'm going to be there, and I Caligula.
Like, just if you're out of work, you want that song to play.
When I walk in, I just want to walk in arms raised with the kind of come at me, bro, of all time, with the trumpet fanfare of I Caligula just blasting in the background. Not only because it's absolutely great metal, because it's fucking hilarious that someone decided Viking metal is cool, but I want to make Roman metal, and it works.
Because Viking, I feel again quite stupid saying Viking metal is. I feel quite stupid saying that it's become oversaturated, that it's overdone, because Viking metal was a thing that kind of slowly crept up on us all, but now it's just everywhere. Like,
I don't see it as much.
You have Karg, no. Was the album Karg or was it King of Asgard?
Oh wow, now you're asking a question that I can't answer. But yeah, there was
King of Asgard, then there's Amon Amarth, which are the big ones, and there's other ones that no one even fucking recognised, like way past that. And I suppose you could even count Encephalum as Viking metal. Just anything that's power metal that has a Viking theme to it can be Viking metal. It's pretty much everywhere nowadays, to be honest.
It's pretty well spread. But for some reason, nobody's thought of doing the Roman legions, which are a pretty brutal period in history, and that kind of metal attitude spreads from that kind of the idea of the fight. So yeah, if it's there, somebody made it work for Roman metal, and they're coming back with more. The fact that I wasn't expecting anything past the second album. The fact that this project made it to album 2, great.
I think if they do, when they finish album 3, I'd probably expect they won't go further than that. They'll give us the trilogy, and they'll say, sorry, we need to focus on Cataclysm, and they'll just wrap it up there.
Yeah, I think maybe just in the case of 2 albums isn't quite enough. They've looked into it and found some interesting material. I have been watching more extra credits stuff on Justinian, which is the Roman Emperor who wanted to reconquer Rome. He was the kind of head of the Byzantine area of Rome, the Eastern Roman Empire. He wanted to go back and reconquer Rome, and a very interesting period of history where you could write a lot about that. And yeah, if that's what they're going for, I don't know. But as soon as they release new material, be damn sure I'm going to talk about it here, right here on the Gibberpish podcast, where you can feedback to us at Gibberpish on Twitter
and at gibberpish.outlook.com.
Gibberpish@outlook.com.
I'm still in Libsyn mode.
Yeah, Libsyn mode's hard to break out of.
Yeah.
But yeah, until you feedback to us, until we hear more, next week we'll be back with another episode.
Yep,
episode 12.
Episode 12, jeez.
3 months.
We've been doing this for 3 months?
Yeah.
Huh?
Terrifying as balls. But until then, I've been Colin Graham.
I've been Dom Anderson.
And we've been talking complete Gibberpish.